So this is Canon's new 7D Mark II, which is also new to me. Coming from the T4i, this camera is basically really advanced in comparison to the 4Ti. I'm not going to go into the specs because there's hundreds of videos that basically do the comparison between previous models and this camera here. But one thing that I did realize and notice is that it is a battery hog. It just burns through batteries, especially if you're doing high definition, high quality video taking. It just burns through the batteries really quick, and if you're doing taking pictures in RAW, the same goes for that as well. So what I want to do is to extend the battery life for this camera, and so I ended up getting the battery grip, which is the BG-E16 for the new Canon 7D Mark II. One of the things that I could not find on YouTube was a video that basically went through all the bells and whistles, all the buttons, and why this type of battery grip, specifically from Canon, and meaning not a third party, was so expensive, and what are the benefit features that you would come away with by buying this specific Canon product versus a third-party battery grip. So we're just going to go through a little bit of what's inside, and one of the most specific items that I cared about was what all the buttons do. Coming from a 4Ti, I didn't have a battery grip because the battery function and battery life was pretty good on that camera, so I didn't really need to have the need for a battery grip. So I'm going to open it up a little bit here, and of course the first thing you see is the manuals, and we'll go into that a little later. You have a little bag which I am going to use to keep I'm going to keep the additional battery cradle that comes with it. This is a battery cradle that just basically allows you to use 4 AA batteries, and so this will go in this little bag and be stored away for safekeeping, and we'll just put that aside. The battery grip itself is built like a brick house. The quality of this battery grip, it's got to be also encased with magnesium alloy, because it does have some substance to it. This is the little latch that you have, and the battery cradle opens up, and you can actually put 2 batteries in there. And as you can see, this is how you put it on the camera, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 type buttons that are most definitely are duplications of what's on the camera already, and obviously those are there so you can actually take pictures in a portrait mode, where you then have all the buttons accessible to you without straining your positioning and looking as you look through the camera. So I am going to put this on the camera and get back to you in a second. It's also worth noting that the battery door comes off the camera, and as you can see here, it comes off. But there's a little spring-loaded latch here that allows you to place the door into the body of the battery grip, and easier said than done. And so then once this is there, you know exactly where the battery door is, and less chance of actually not losing it. And that's how she looks. It's pretty awesome looking. It has the same texture, quality build as the camera itself, and I think that it's a great enhancement to such a nice camera. This is the battery tray for the lithium-ion batteries, and easily fit, snap right in, and then of course the tray goes into the side, one twist and lock. Once you've got it connected to the camera and you get into the menu system, you can actually see the battery information actually recognizes that you have 2 batteries. You actually have a shutter count, the recharge performance for each battery, and then also the battery level on each individual battery. So there's no other function or settings that you have to set in your camera for the battery grip to, or the camera to read the battery grip information in the battery that it has in it. It's also worth noting that this thing is really solid when you mate the camera to the battery grip. I would say this thing weighs now good 2 pounds, around 2 pounds I would say. If you had to use it in self-defense, you would probably do real well in using it to protect your life. One also thing that I wanted to mention that I've just kind of learning this as I'm doing the video. In order for you to activate or have these buttons be activated, you have to have the on and off switch in the on position, obviously, and you're also able to then use the buttons that are on the battery grip. It has a very good feel. It allows you to hold the camera very firmly. It's got a big area to wrap your hand around. As far as the buttons are concerned, this little button here is the same thing as the lever here. The joystick, the AF on is the same button as the AF on, which is here. The multifunction dial is here, and you have another one on here. This is the main dial that corresponds to the same dial that's next to the shutter button. The shutter button's here, shutter button's here. You also have the ability to mount this to a tripod, and you have a little section here, so in case you wanted to latch a camera grip handle or strap, you can actually thread it through here and then connect it through here, which is, I think, is very valuable. Right now I'm just using the Canon strap that came with it. I'll probably be moving on to something different down the road. So that's pretty much it. What I'm going to do is take a scan of the most important aspect of the manual, or the spec sheet, or manual instructions, that tells you gives you the diagram, and then points out to what the actual descriptions of the buttons and how they relate to each number in the diagram. And I'll probably just make a copy of that and put it into the video, so you can actually see the detailed explanation as what is what.